Hi there, and welcome to today's episode of Cinematography Tips for Video Lighting. I'm your host, Tony Reale. Today we're going to be tackling a common question for all video professionals and people that do lighting, and that is what types of light to go with. And when the question comes up, lots of names get thrown around, but the two common names that get thrown around are Britek and Arri. And basically Britek is your cheap, inexpensive route, and Arri is your more professional route. And a lot of people ask, is Arri worth the money, and are Briteks good enough to get me by? So right here I have a Britek 600 watt light, and I have an Arri 650 watt light. Obviously the Arri is a little brighter because it's a 650 watt, but these are very comparable lights, and they're going to be able to show us enough to compare the two lights together. So let's get started. First thing we're going to look at is the quality of the actual manufacturing. So we've got the Arri right here, which has got a heavy duty cord, very thick plugs. It's got the Velcro on there for easy winding. Now you've got the Britek, which is just a standard plug that you would see on most computers or whatever, just a standard 3-prong. So just lower quality there, obviously. They both have the switch, but as you can see, the Arri switch is much larger. Come closer. You can see the Arri switch is much larger, much heavier duty, and much less likely to break versus the Britek. Now we come to the actual Britek light. Everything is plastic. Even, I don't know if this is metal or it feels like plastic. Could be metal though. But everything is very lightweight plastic. Even the size, you can see here, they're comparable, but the Arri is slightly larger. So you've got just lots of plastic on the Britek, and the plastic is much lighter weight. So let's go ahead and move to the stands. Now interestingly enough, the Britek stand is actually heavier than the Arri stand. This is because the Britek, most of it's made out of steel, versus the Arri, which is aluminum. They're very comparable for the quality, but at the end of the day, the Arri is going to be lighter, so your kit's going to be lighter, which is nice. So let's go ahead and get the stands set up. Arri is very smooth and quick to set up. On the Britek, the plugs are a little smaller, and they are also made out of that kind of lightweight plastic that you can just feel. It's just not as heavy duty as the Arri. It may last a long time, or they may break, and then you might have to get new ones. So now we'll go ahead and attach the lights. So again, this is just plastic. You can just feel the lightweightness of it. And then the Arri. Alright, so we'll go ahead and plug them in, and we'll actually do a comparison of the quality of the light. It is notable that the Arri extension cord is also longer, so that makes a difference. Alright, so we'll go ahead and extend our flags. One thing too is the Britek light does have these clips for filters. Nothing major. The Arri 1K does have that, but the 650 flag doesn't. Although they might in newer models, I honestly don't know. But we'll go ahead and turn it on. Go ahead and set these back a bit. This is just my white projection screen. I'm going to go ahead and try and make this a little smaller so that you can see. Now, from my observation, there's a lot more spill around the edge of the Britek light than there is on the Arri. The Arri seems to be more self-contained around the flag, and it just seems to have better coverage. That's just my personal observation. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and play around with the flooding. There's really not a ton of options with the Britek, because the Britek isn't really a Fresnel. The Arri light is actually a Fresnel. It has that magnifier glass on the front of it, whereas the Arri just has a mesh. It's not really a Fresnel, has no glass. So its spot and flood doesn't really have that many options. Versus the Arri, where when you spot and you flood it, there's quite a difference, because you're actually working with a Fresnel on the end of it. And so you can get quite a different look, and your options are much greater with the Arri. So I mean, that covers most of the factors of these lights. At the end of the day, you're going to be looking at cost. Obviously, cost is going to be your big determining factor on which light that you want to purchase. The Britek, I've used them for a couple years now. They'll get you by. They're not the most reliable lights. I wouldn't recommend the 1Ks. Anything higher than 600 seem to have a lot of trouble, versus Arri, where you can pretty much trust them all the way up. The other advantage with Arris is that if you have a problem with Arri and it goes out, Arris are more standard, so you can get parts easier. You can go to, if you're in an area that has a lighting shop, you can probably get it repaired very quickly, versus the Britek, even the odds of you getting fixed are very low because of the way the parts are made. And even if you can get it fixed, you probably won't be able to get it fixed locally. So yeah, the Britek will work, but there's a reason that the Arri costs more. And I think we've just kind of shown some of that quality in the quality of the manufacturing, the options from the quality of light that you can get, and then just the performance of it. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that kind of answers some questions that you've gone back and forth. At the end of the day, it's not the equipment that you have, but it's the skill and the knowledge that you have in producing the light. So as much as you can buy a ton of great lighting equipment, if you don't know what to do with it, you're not going to be able to produce good images. So make sure you know how to use your lights, know how to use all the different things that come with it. Obviously there are flags, there's bouncers, there's diffusers, there's a lot of the other accessories that you can look at. These are just the lights. So go ahead and get a good education, check out some of our other videos and learn how to do different lighting techniques, and hopefully that'll get you some great productions. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.